What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shootin' the Deuce. I am DeuceMS. This is Talking Tuesdays, where we talk about games, gaming-related things, creator-related things, whatever it may be. The last time we talked about Wild West Dynasty, we talked about the day before, whether or not it's real. If you want to go back and check it out, there's a playlist. Just find the playlist. It's Talking Tuesday. I might even put a link down below later. Hopefully, I still haven't gotten a message back from GG, but I wanted to have Gargoyle on today to talk about Wild West Dynasty a little later in the stream, so maybe he wakes up before then. I know his sleep schedule and my sleep schedule are way different. So hopefully he shows up before then. We're also going to talk about, today we're going to talk about Smalland, which is, a lot of people's going to compare it to Grounded, which it kind of is. But you play as the bugs instead of playing as a human that's just really small. So I think it might be kind of cool. It is online co-op and single player, so it should be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about Dredge, which is a story-based game, which I think is going to be a lot of fun too. And we're going to talk about Wild West Dynasty and some news that not only Gargoyle found, but some thoughts from me on Wild West Dynasty as well toward the end of the stream. But first, let's hang out with chat. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. Spider-X, Crystal, Jonathan, Gabe, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. So yesterday, I missed you guys. I wanted to stream over on Twitch and get the multiplayer server Farm Sim up and running. If you like Farming Simulator, twitch.tv/DeuceMS. You can find the link down below, or just go to Linktree, linktr.ee/DeuceMS. I think that's it. Just Linktree/DeuceMS. Should find it that way. Hopefully, anyway. I'm still waiting on Gargoyle to message. Maybe he'll show up at some point in the stream. How you guys doing this week? I hope everybody's doing well. Gabe dropping the Linktree chat. Linktree link in chat there. Appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate that. I'm still having my coffee, so yeah, if you want to check out all the topics today, they're going to be timestamped down on the bottom or chaptered, whatever you want to call it. Just find the chapter you want to listen to. I'm probably going to do some just sitting around for a minute, letting everybody else roll in. I know not a whole lot of people show up for these, not yet anyway. I'm hoping this becomes a bigger thing than it is. And we can do these twice a week, or maybe even, or twice a week. We can do these twice a month, or maybe even once a week. There's a lot of games to talk about. There's a lot of things to talk about gaming-wise, so it's just whether or not we can stay current on everything, and that's the reason I'm doing Smalland, and I didn't do Grounded, just because I wasn't doing this when Grounded came out, and Grounded has kind of passed me by. So I kind of wanted to pick up here and pick up on Smalland's Survive the Wilds. Smalland Survive the Wilds. I add an S to everything for some reason. Medieval's Dynasty, Smallands, it's Smalland. Doing well. Sorry you missed yesterday. Wife, no, dude, no, not at all, man. I hope everything went well. Hope everything went well. Don't worry about missing yesterday. I'll get you set up on the server. Actually, you probably still have the admin. Junior's got it too. So if Junior's around, Junior can get you set up too, Gabe. For what you need on there. It's up to you, though. If you haven't played Grounded, it's worth playing. It's fun. Well, it kind of passed me by, so I'm going to pick up on Smalland, I think. You're in the server? Cool. Yeah, I mean, you should still have access if you want to do your thing. Or if Junior's on there, Junior can do it. He's got the password, too. So, he is staff, after all. And I really didn't mean for Junior to be Junior staff, but not forever anyway. That was back when we had a lot of people playing Farm Sim. The server was super busy all the time. The Discord was always busy. Things ebb and flow, right? They ebb and flow. Up and down, up and down. So, all good. Yeah, I hope GG wakes up at some point. Normally, he's in here about 1 o'clock my time, so we got about 40 minutes before he gets here. So, I don't plan on being on Wild West Dynasty too very long, but there is quite a few things I want to talk about with it. I guess we should probably get going with Smallands, huh? Let's flip over here. First, let's take a look at the Steam page. Experience a big adventure on a tiny scale. Enjoy multiplayer survival in a vast, hazardous world. Preparation is key when you're this small and at the bottom of the food chain. Craft weapons and armor. Tame and ride creatures. Build encampments. Explore a strange new land. So very cool. I'm just going to blow these pictures up here, and we'll kind of flip through them real quick. So this is one. So you see we're a creature with wings, which is kind of cool. I like it. And there's some butterflies. There's a lady. Look how big the ladybug is compared to us, right? Right there. Pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And I don't think this is exactly centered on the screen. I could probably do something like this. At least even it up a bit. There we go. I think that's probably a little bit better anyway. I just hate that it was off. I hate things being not centered. It bothers me. Here's a shot of some winter wonderland. So it looks like there's going to be seasons involved, or maybe once you get in different areas or something. Kind of neat. So it looks like we're riding an iguana. No, that's not an iguana. That's just a lizard. That's a little lizard's all that is. He's barely bigger than the barely bigger than the ladybugs. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I did, sir. And that's what they've been called for years, hundreds of years. So I'm going to continue. That looks like a beetle with snapping jaws there. It looks dangerous. Is that a hammer? Looks like a hammer. That's pretty neat. It's very, very cool. So I'm really digging this Smallands. We're going to jump into some the first 5 minutes of gameplay. We're going to do all that right here in this segment. We'll check out some of the devlog stuff. I'll show you Merge Games YouTube channel and the links down below if you want to go check out the videos and stuff we're going to watch later. There's also a Steam link down there if you want to go check out the game yourself. If you haven't heard about it already. It looks like this is building. So that's a cool looking little house. There's a windmill up here, which is very cool. Windmill. And then down here, it looks like we got some smelting forges of some sort. Forges, chest, maybe a cutting table of some sort. So it looks like there's a lot of crafting involved here too. And you can see how big, it's just a blade of grass. Look how big the blade of grass is compared to the house. I'm sure Grounded is very, very similar to this. I'm sure it is. I'm not saying it's not. It looks like the Mothman, Fallout 76, right? I mean, it could be, but they look different though. They have a slightly different coloration, do they not? Some mushrooms in the background there. It looks like we got some little glowy lights and stuff. Those look crafted though. It looks like a little stick with a glow bug hanging off of it or something. So there's some more butterflies. There's some what are these mushrooms called? The ones that grow on trees. These are actual mushroom, right? I think. Tio, what's up? I'm gonna play this. Yeah, absolutely. I'm watching it for a while now. Yeah, I have too. I've had it on my wish list since I missed Grounded. I saw this pop up and I was like, oh yeah, we're playing Smalland for sure. But I kind of missed Grounded, so I'm gonna hop on this for certain. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Appreciate you. So we're riding a cricket, which I can't wait. I want a cricket to ride myself. I'm going to tame a cricket. Looks like fantasy version of Grounded. So to me, it kind of reminds me of a combination of a fantasy world mixed with Ark mixed with Grounded, right? So you got a fantasy world, Ark, and Grounded all kind of jammed together. But I'm going to ride a cricket, I think. I think that'll be fun. And then here's my thumbnail. Of course, without the Dredge ship over here, without the Wild West Dynasty, and without my Shootin the Deuce microphone. This is where I stole the thumbnail from. So, Fern Gully, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Look how large that frog is. I'm going to assume that frog is probably not our friend. That frog probably wants to eat us. It is very big, and I don't know if I want to mess with it or not. That is all the screenshots. Let's check out the video here. You probably won't be able to see it well, because if I full screen it, it's going to take up my whole screen, but we'll just watch it like this. Should have sound, right? We do? Okay. That's a spider. Definitely seasons. Or different biomes, maybe. That's a bumblebee, maybe? Oh, she was riding a firefly. Not a firefly. What are those? I just said it like 2 minutes ago. What are those things? A dragonfly. She was riding a dragonfly. That's pretty cool. Sneaking up on the cricket. Oh man, look at that. Oh, I didn't think about this. We're battling wasp and fire ants. Oh yeah, that's gonna be bad. Ew, not good. Not good. Wait a minute. Wait. Tia said use control and plus sign to enlarge it. Is that a thing? It didn't work. It didn't work. I tried. We're gonna watch some YouTube videos here in a minute, full screen, first 5 minutes of gameplay and everything, so don't worry. I just wanted to watch the one through here on Steam real quick to see what the difference is. Some crazy battles going on here. That's pretty wild. Okay, let's hop over and check out the first 5 minutes of gameplay for Smalland. Control scroll? Oh, maybe. You know what? I didn't think about that. That's all right. We're watching the first 5 minutes of gameplay and some other their videos here. There is 5 videos in this playlist. The first one's 5 minutes, and then 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. So there you go. We're gonna check out the first 5 minutes of gameplay. Let's get it.
Greetings, small folk, and welcome to Smalland.
And you guys let me know if it's too loud or if it's not loud enough, whatever.
You have just made your first journey into the overworld.
Hang on, time out. Gargoyle, do you still want to join me on the podcast today? For the Wild West conversation. Up to you, of course, but I wanted to know before I go any further. You're excited about the crafting and building. The crafting and building looks pretty good. I cannot wait to dive into this first 5 minutes of gameplay. If you do, just say, you know, yes or no, whatever in chat, and then when we get to Wild West Dynasty, which shouldn't be too terribly long, I'll get with you in Discord, and then we'll get everything set up. I've got a scene already set up for it, sir.
World.
Trying to be more professional, you know.
Speak to Hearn.
All right, no problem.
He has lots of valuable tips and tricks on how to navigate the overworld.
Welcome to the Overland. I'm Captain Ernest. Ernest or Ernest?
Survival tools are going to be important.
Okay, I'd like to craft some armor. What should I get? So you can ask for suggestions.
Hatchet and building tool are all vital resources for any small folk making the dangerous journey.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about it, Gargoyle. Had a lot going on.
Let's collect some resources.
Fiber, of course. Wood, okay. Is that a berry?
Will really help us with our hunger.
That's a blackberry. You see how big that thing was?
Let's slide down.
I mean, I guess it was normal size, but considering we're as small as a blackberry, that says something, I guess. I like the little owl lanterns.
Fiber
Those are
and
really
wood
cool.
are both important resources.
Oh, what is this? Resin.
Resin can be used to build fire-based equipment, like arrows and torches.
You missed a piece.
It looks like there's some edible mushrooms here for us. Let's build a hatchet so we can cut these down.
I kind of like the UI here. This is pretty nice, actually. I mean, it's easy. It's not hard on the eyes. It's easy to see. Inventory, crafting map, compendium, and codex up at the top. I mean, all that's, you know, it's all nice and neat and tidy. There's nothing crazy going on with it, which is good. It looks like on the left here, you've got your, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. Is it capturing? I think it may be. Yeah. On the right here, the left of the character, you got your armor. It looks like arrows, maybe a bow, crossbow or something. And then what's in hand. So I'm guessing he's going to take the axe and go put it in hand here. Yep. So there you go. And we do have hotkey slots, so that's good. Looks like at the bottom left here, we got, I don't know how much of this you can see, but there's health, and then there's water, and then there's comfortable. And I'm guessing that's just your temperature overall, probably. Then on the right side, you got light attack, heavy attack, block, and dodge. E and X. E is block, X is dodge, and then left and right mouse button is light and heavy attack. Then you have a stamina bar that pops up when you start using it. That's kind of neat too. Edible mushroom. We have to chop them down. Look how much health the edible mushroom has. If the edible mushroom has that much health, I'm terrified to fight a frog. That seems bad.
Inventory. We can then easily access this to eat at any time.
Oh, cool. So you can eat straight from your hotbar. That's always good.
Did you see that? I think there are ants around.
Well, that can't be good. Also, this only came out like 2 months ago, So this is going to be pretty indicative of what we're getting. Also, the release date for this is March 29th, so it comes out at the end of the month. I probably should have put that at the very beginning there.
It's best we got prepared.
Hey, what's up, Ralph? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. You made it again. It's been a while. It has been a while, yeah.
A wooden club.
All right, so wooden club to fight with. Got it. Instead of swapping that out in your hand, can you put...
It seems the ants snuck up on us. In
Okay,
Smalland, you've
dodging.
got to make sure you're aware of all the creatures around you.
Dodging, what do they drop? An ant head, an insect egg. Ant heart, ant leg. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Ant skewer.
Speaking of which...
Oh, this looks hard.
Is easy, but 2 poses more of a challenge.
This looks very difficult. Okay, so that dodge
Creatures
button is
like
going to be
ants
handy.
drop valuable resources for you to use in your crafting and cooking recipes.
The dodge button is going to be
Using
very,
our
very
antenna
handy.
vision, we can get a better look into the overworld and see what resources are available.
A brown ant warrior. I guess that's what he was fighting a minute ago.
Isn't always an option. Some creatures can't traverse certain areas. Use the environment to your advantage.
I thought ants could walk on top of water. Can they not?
This
Because
looks
they're
like
so
a
light?
good place to set up our camp. We're going to need a building hammer in order to craft a campfire and a workbench.
I don't know if I like the idea that you have to move stuff. You have to go into your inventory and move an item into your hand, right? I would rather it just be hotkeyed, and that might be a thing. I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it. So far, he's just moving stuff from his inventory to his hand, which I don't like.
Campfires help you stay warm and can be used to cook different foods.
Okay.
Workbenches are important for building structures to create your base. Let's venture out and see what we can find.
Who's gonna die? Probably yes. So March 29th, we'll be playing this. I don't know what day it comes out. I don't know what day that is. I don't know what day of the week it is anyway.
A Sawyer beetle.
Oh.
This looks like it'll pose more of a challenge than the ants did.
A Sawyer beetle. Okay. It looks like there's magic and all kinds of stuff in this game, so... Well, that's just scary.
A combination of rolls, blocking, and attacks is the only way to face off against something this big.
Ow. He's not doing a whole lot of damage. These are probably low-level creatures, too, though. I'm assuming there's a leveling balance as you go. The critters probably level up more with you. Instead of starting out like Fallout, if you take a left at the wrong intersection, you're fighting level 80 stuff.
Creatures in the world of Smalland. As you progress your skills, you'll be able to fight more and more. This has been a look into the
bugs,
first 5
lymph node,
minutes of
and
Smalland.
insect egg.
I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll be back with more updates soon. Until next time, small folk.
All right, cool. So that was the first 5 minutes of gameplay. It looks really, really challenging right off the bat there. It looks really challenging. I'm assuming, though, because he was getting bitten and he wasn't losing that much health, that the enemies are probably not going to be that bad if you're fighting them one-on-one, like he said. But when you get multiple insects trying to attack you all at once, it could be bad. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to make it through the first 10 minutes of this without dying, probably. So that was the first 5 minutes of gameplay. Again, there's a link down below to Merge Games YouTube channel. All the videos are there. You can check it out. There's also a Steam link to the game down below. We're not done with Smalland, though. We've got more videos to watch. As you can see there, this is release date announcement trailer. So this was just a month ago. Oh, that's new. Road cones. I see a pocket knife, garbage cans. So it looks like it's more than just out in the wilderness. Like we were running down the road. There's a bottle stuck in the sand, it looks like. I didn't see that the first time around. Look at that building. Look at this building down here. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but look at this thing. Like, that's a huge base considering how big we are. I hope they get close to it. I doubt they will, though. Oh, nope, there we go. Look how big this is. That's crazy. And it's not even that big, really. It just looked really big. I love the grappling hook thing where you swing. That's pretty awesome. And we can glide with wings. Catch this cricket. Go for a ride. I think we accidentally watched this already. Oh, this is the one on Steam. Good. This is a blown up version of it. Yeah, this is looking really good. Oh, is that a hot air balloon? I think that's a hot air balloon. That's a hot air balloon. Go for a ride. Maybe that's how you bring stuff up. Oh, the base building looks fantastic, guys. Look at this. Windmill. There's the cutting table. There's a workbench. There's a forge. There's an anvil there. There's a windmill over here. I guess that's to process stuff. Looks like there's a chest up here. Looks like there's different kinds of chests, which is really cool. You can make rounded shaped doorways, and then it looks like different types of window frames, maybe. Definitely customizable characters. Yeah, that's definitely a forge and an anvil and a stone cutting table, probably. That's probably what that is. I don't know what this is, but he was getting into the hot... Oh, that's armor, I bet. I bet this is armor. This is different types of armor you can get for your creature. Or maybe it's just different types of creatures. I don't know. Your character. Sorry, your character. So, if you guys remember the first crossover from the Arrowverse, this is what it reminds me of. That's what this reminds me of. Just a bunch of bees in the air above the characters. I don't know how many people you can have play them. It looks like there's about 8 here. Smalland, Survive the Wilds. Early access begins March 29th. We're going to get to one in a minute that talks about dedicated servers and whatnot, so...
Hello, small folk.
So this is servers, worlds, and Smalland. So this is it. This is the one about dedicated servers and what they're going to have and whatnot. So that was a blown up version of the video that's on Steam that we watched first. So it gave us a little bit better representation of it. And if you guys haven't and you want to go subscribe to or just go check out the channel, Merge Games, again, links down below. Go check it out.
Hello, small folk. Keeping you updated, this is just a quick video going over how servers and playing together with your friends or work in Smalland survive the wilds. Starting up your world is simple. Once you've created your character or selected a previously made
I didn't turn that down. That's just a difference in audio. Probably a difference in where they recorded what they were recording. Not me. Not my fault. Character name.
one, you'll be able to join worlds or create your own.
Wow.
You can play.
Look at the customization. Body type, head, ears, eyebrows, beard color, antenna color, hair color, eyes, eye color.
Single player, or you can open up your world for anyone to join.
So you can play in single player. You can host the online. Your game will be available for other players to join.
Or you can put a password in there so only friends can.
Or you can password it so only your friends can play.
You can also enable or disable friendly fire, so you can whack your friends.
Friendly fire.
In the future, we'll also be adding peaceful mode, which will be much more sandboxy and comfier.
So peaceful mode would be good for building and just being really creative. And if there's a lot of story and stuff you can do in multiplayer, do it, doing it together, whatever. Flip on peaceful mode and have fun. Turn off friendly fire though. That kind of defeats the purpose.
Joining a world is also simple. Click
So
join
join
world
world?
will show you a list of worlds.
Oh, this is cool. Okay, so sound like thunder was a jet. So to join a world, it says all friends, favorites, unlocked, and friendly fire. So I'm guessing that's all the different filters that it's already going to have in the game for different servers to join. These are public servers.
See all your friends' worlds, though they need to be online for you to be able to join them. On launch, servers will be local only. However, we will be working towards dedicated servers come 1.0.
So they're going to be working on dedicated servers closer to 1.0, and I don't know how long that's going to be. But if you guys are interested as a community, again, I can put up a server for this. So I don't mind. If this is something that the community is interested in playing, I'll definitely put one up for everybody to play on. I think it'd be a lot of fun to have a dedicated server for people to just jump in and out of and build. We'll definitely not have PvP on or friendly fire on, though, because...
While we're here, it's worth noting that you'll be able to climb one of the great trees and build a safe haven. A private base where, as long as you're on the same character, you'll be able to join all the worlds claim a great tree in their world, and bring your base on over.
So that's kind of cool. Let's back up here for a minute. Zero, this is Smalland, Survive the Wild.
It's worth noting that you'll be able to claim one of the great trees and build a safe haven. A private base where, as long as you're on the same character, you'll be able to join all the worlds, claim a great tree in their world, and bring your base on over.
So you can join another world, stay on your same character, join a different world, and go to this gnome effigy and bring your base over to this world. That's cool.
We hope this clears up some questions about how servers all work in Smalland Survive the Wilds. Thanks for being awesome, small folk.
That's pretty dang cool right there.
See you on March 29th when we release into early access.
Indeed.
Hello.
Recap. Lots of different ways to play. It looks like in the future they're going to look for dedicated servers closer to 1.0, so you'll be able to host a server on whatever server hosting platform you want to. And then you'll have the ability to host and join worlds, so you can join your friends through Steam or through the game, I guess is how it's going to work. I'm not real sure. I guess it's probably through Steam, but either way, yeah. So you can turn on friendly fire, you can turn off friendly fire, you can turn on peaceful mode. I think they said they were working toward that, so that it's a more sandboxy mode that the creatures don't attack you. It's just peaceful. You just play, you build, explore, that kind of stuff. So very cool. Very cool. I like the way this is headed. I do.
Small folk, this is just a quick video going over the expectations of PvP in Smalland Survive the Wilds.
Okay, so this is the update on player versus player interactions.
At its heart, Smalland Survive the Wilds is a collaborative experience with a focus on exploration, building, and survival. However, PvP will be a limited experience in the initial early access launch build.
Okay, so PvP is going to be limited in the early access launch build. That's cool. Very cool. What's up, Celtic Moon? How's it going? Yeah, so there's going to be limited PvP. So I'm guessing that means it's going to be more geared toward playing together, it looks like.
Those that wish to venture out of their comfort zone can enable friendly fire, or join other worlds with friendly fire enabled.
So it's in comfort zone. I'm guessing maybe there's a safe zone or something and you can venture out from there. It's not an MMO, like it's single player and online co-op. So I'm guessing it would have to be a bunch of you on at once, and then you can kind of venture out, do your own thing.
Become one of the many dangers themselves. While in another world, small folk can fight, loot, and destroy anything that isn't saved at their private great tree. However, we are listening to our community. We know that many of you want a fully fleshed out PvP experience, but we also don't want to betray anyone's trust.
So a lot of people are asking for PvP, it sounds like. But then again, a lot of people don't like straight up PvP all the time. So finding a good balance there is probably pretty difficult. But I kind of like what they're suggesting here that they're doing anyway.
Because of this reason, for now we have removed the PvP tag from our store pages, and during early access we'll be implementing more extensive PvP features, which we'll discuss later.
Okay, so no PvP to
As
start
an early
with.
access game, it's important we get the fundamentals right and build along with the feedback and desires of the community to help shape this big little world. We'll be releasing a roadmap in the future detailing content plans from early access to 1.0, so stay tuned for that. Smalland Survive the Wilds releases on the 29th of March into early access. Look forward to seeing you then, small folk.
Okay, so from what I gathered there, limited PvP in early access. As they get closer to 1.0, they're going to work on getting some more PvP implemented, and the rolls and the dashes and the attacks and stuff look really good too. By the way, the blocking really good. All right, so this is creatures and features.
Hello, small folk. This week we're bringing you a quick, fun, and quirky creature feature going over the folk and a few of the critters that you'll come across in Smalland Survive the Wilds.
We're going to get to hear about the frog.
First up, each area of the world is visually split up into different zones, and as you'd expect, each zone has its own different flora and fauna, with the swamp being the domain for many spiders and flying creatures, among other things. And in these zones, players will be able to find and talk to pathfinders.
Pathfinder. So NPCs definitely going to be in the game. We saw that from the beginning. They suggested what we should make, right? So that's good.
Trailblazers who are experts in the area and provide you with information about their surroundings and
So that's pretty neat. So I see an acorn here, right? And I see the blackberries, but I also see an armor rack back here, which is kind of neat. There's a bale of like a bale or a bundle of straw maybe. And then there's some stuff I can't tell back here, but that acorn is huge. I think it's massive. But yeah, there's definitely an armor rack back there, which is kind of neat.
And its inhabitants. The Swamp's Pathfinder is a delightful woman by the name of Lysandra. The planned faction feature won't be for the EA launch, but it is something we'll look at further down the road. But if you seek out the small folk, that will give you a direction toward the area's big threat and offer things to unlock.
So Lysandra is gonna point you in the right direction after that. So you can ask her questions. Can you craft armor? Is that a baby spider on your arms? Is that a baby spider in your arms? Sorry. Are these spider webs? Don't they bother you? This is a dangerous place to call home. Do these spiders give you a lot of trouble? I shall go now. So lots of different talking options here. Questions you can ask, that kind of thing. That's pretty neat. Lysandra says, I know of many. Yes, some are about as effective as pond water. Others can save small folk from certain death. This one is very powerful. So I'm guessing that was about the spider, because I don't remember which one that he clicked on.
You'll need to see for yourself to find out what these things are. So I'm not giving you any spoilers. As you venture...
Well, you are given a spider. So he clicked on, can you craft armor? And Lysandra says, my grandmother taught me that every part of a spider can be used. Unlike me, she used to hate spiders, but she could create the toughest and yet most nimble protective outfits out of them. I can make one for you, but you'll have to provide the materials I need. So that's kind of cool.
From the burrows, your foes will get tougher and stronger.
That's a gigantic spider.
These small folk will offer you stronger tools and more items to help you with your journey into the overland. Because after all, when you think about a mosquito as big as you can quickly realise why someone would prefer the company of spiders. But of course, there's more than spiders and mosquitoes, and you'll unearth all of those, as well as what's in the other zones for yourself on March 29th, when Smalland Survive the Worlds releases into early access. Until then, see you small folk.
That is, yikes. Yikes is all I can say. Absolute yikes. The creatures are crazy looking. So this is Smalland's or Merge Games, developer for Smalland's. They also have several games. They got one called Bramble, the Mountain King. It's been announced. The release date's been announced. And then they have Morbid, the Lords of Ire, teaser trailer, which is kind of cool. How is Pixelshire different from Stardew Valley? Looks like they've got a game coming out called Pixelshire. That was a month ago. Definitely not fried chicken in early access. So they get their hands on a lot of games, which is good and bad. I think it can be a good thing though, because it looks like their developer and the publisher. So a lot of these games, like Pixelshire, seems to be very similar to like Stardew Valley games like that. So cool. So a lot of this shouldn't be too crazy, but they got a lot going on here. And I'm assuming they probably have different teams working on stuff. So I'm not going to say that they're overwhelmed. I don't know what their workload is or their schedule is. But they definitely have a lot going on. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back and check out Pixelshire because it looks a lot like Stardew or Harvest Moon or something like that. So back in the old days, Harvest Moon. A tale of, what is it? A story of seasons? Yeah, stuff like that. But they've got a lot going on here. Bramble the Mountain King is another one that I've seen. Cloudpunk. Launched on PS5. Okay, I didn't even know that launched on PS5. I had no idea, but Cloudpunk's another one of their games. First 15 minutes of Cloudpunk. All right, cool. So they've got a lot going on here. There is another playlist here, Smalland Dev Diaries. So this is Dev Diary number 1. So let's skip to to armor. Let's check this one out. Smalland Dev Diary number 2. The armor looks so flippin' cool.
Oh, hello. My name is Kev. I am the lead designer on Smalland, and today we want to talk to you about armor sets.
Okay.
Armor sets come in a wide variety of styles, allowing you to customize and personalize your character in Smalland.
Look at that.
Also,
So many different
these
armor
variants
options.
allow you to survive the various different conditions within Smalland. Particularly, they increase your standing against other creatures. When you start, a lot of creatures want to eat you. As
Yes.
you change your armor, some creatures now don't care about you, some may even be scared of you.
Oh, that's cool.
This-
Okay, so hang on. That's a big deal. So as you change armor, once you get armor, some creatures will ignore you because your armor has certain attributes to it that they will ignore you, or they're scared of you even. They stay away from you. So that's very neat. They didn't explain that well in the first part. So that's really good. I'm kind of glad I'm watching these dev diaries. We're going to watch the short ones. We're going to watch all of them. I got about an hour before I have to take off, so I still want to get to Dredge, and then I want to get to talking on Wild West. Gargoyle is not going to be able to join me because I forgot to remind him. And he had other plans. So Gargoyle's not going to join me. That's okay, though, because there's still some things I want to talk about. I just wanted to get Gargoyle on here if he wanted to add some stuff, because Gargoyle knows a little more than I do. But he's dropped me some messages in Discord. I'm going to sift through them and only talk about the publicly known things just for the sake of everybody. But yeah, there's some things we'll talk about later about that. Hello all, is this going to be your next upcoming game in the future? It will be, Gary, Reggie. Yeah, I think so. It looks really good. The building, the crafting, all that kind of stuff, the different types of armor you can do. You can tame other insects to ride, so it looks pretty cool.
Means the creatures you've allied with may not want to hang around with you anymore. By taking on the traits of a creature, it increases your chances of survival, whether it's the weather, the season, or other creatures trying to kill you within Smalland.
Okay.
Some armors will be easy to obtain, other armors are much more difficult. These may have special properties, like immunity to certain venoms, meaning you can take on other creatures much.
So, of these, which one do you think is going to be the hardest to obtain? I'm thinking this one right here. So if we go from left to right, I'm thinking number 3 is going to be the hardest to obtain. That looks pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
much
Pretty nuts.
easier
IGG, no
using
problem, man.
this
Yeah,
armor.
if you're back in time and you want
One
to
of
jump
these
in,
armors is the
come
ghost
on.
ant armor. Now the ghost ants only appear
Oh, hang
under
on.
certain conditions. Is the ghost much easier using this armor? One of these armors is the ghost ant armor. Now the ghost ants only appear under
ghost
certain
ants?
conditions within Smalland. If you work out, ghost
Wait.
ants only appear under certain conditions within Smalland.
It only appears under certain conditions. I was wrong. It was number 2. Okay.
If you work out these conditions, and you can find the ghost ants, and you can work with them and do quests for them, eventually you can craft the ghost ant armor.
Ghost stand armor. I'm gonna hang on. I just want to try to grasp what he's saying here, because
Smalland.
I'm just.
If you work out these conditions, and you can find the ghost ants, and you can work with them and do quests for them, eventually you can craft the ghost ant armor.
So you have to figure out the conditions on which it's available. You have to do quest for somebody in those conditions, and then you can craft it. That's pretty crazy.
Ideally, you'll have as many armors as possible to deal with the multiple different situations in Smalland.
Am I going to carry around like 4 sets of armor? It seems like it. What's up, Half Bud? How's it going?
Or you can just personalize and look your best. It's entirely up to you. Thanks for all the support, and thanks for all the feedback on the last video. Massively appreciated. We'll be bringing you more info very soon. In the meantime, stay safe. Please wishlist the game. See you all soon.
Bro, I like that dude's chops, man. I like that dude's chops. You can tell he's like he's a punk rocker from the 90s, right? It just looks like it. It just looks like it. Yeah, the game's called Smalland, bud. It is definitely, let's see, the world of Smalland. Let's check out the dev diary for this too. Yep, Smalland, Survive the Wild. Very cool looking game.
Hey everyone, we
And again, everybody's going to compare it to Grounded. I know. I don't care. I missed playing Grounded. I'm going to be playing Smalland. Don't care what it compares to.
have another Smalland update for you. We put a poll on Twitter and you voted to hear more about the world of Smalland. So, what this means is, Smalland is a survival game with mechanics that you'd expect, but we want to go into some of the things that make it more unique. Now, this isn't just the perspective, but it's how we've designed the world from the very ground up. We want to show off one of the most important aspects, the perspective in Smalland. In order to do that,
we're going to go behind the scenes and look at some of the early level designs.
So there's a disclaimer on the bottom. It says footage representative of gameplay, environment, and assets are
Some
not
of the things
final.
we're working
So
on
don't
now,
take this as
it's kind of secret,
final.
and we don't want to show that until it's ready. But these areas are going to help to explain how we're building Smalland. In Smalland, some of the areas are wild and overgrown, while in other areas it's been abandoned and it feels empty. Here we can see an abandoned playground. These are places you can relate to as a regular sized human, but it's much more fun to explore when you're Smalland sized. Height is really important to us in creating Smalland.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to have everything has to be gigantic. That would be regular size for people, right? Like it's got to be just massive. So that's really cool. Look at the size of the teacup right there. Like that's a pretty big teacup, right? It's got to be just massive, and you can tell all this is like very early dev stuff. This is all just the white, basic build stuff. Nothing's been colored. Nothing's been filled in.
Focus. So you're not only discovering resources and creatures, but also exploring strange, fun, and sometimes dangerous areas.
The climbing
Danger
mechanic
should
was
be
pretty
apparent
good.
to look at. You should know when you're crossing into an area unprepared.
Oh.
Because exploration
Oh,
is
check that out. So we get a hang
so
glider, or we can
important.
make
It's
a hang glider
paramount that
probably.
these dangers are visually clear. And these dangerous locations are worth exploring to find little areas hidden away that can sometimes hold secrets or rewards. Some of the
we in a
areas are
drain
designed
pipe?
around a specific creature. But then again,
Joe said, I do like the looks of that armor, but I like the fourth one looks more gentleman, like a gentleman moth. It does, yeah. The fourth one looked really good, but that second one, though,
things will
looked
change
like
per
it was...
season.
The second or
where
third looked like
creatures
it was
fall and
rare.
where resources grow, and even the layout of some of these can change per season. The areas that have been left to grow, untouched by a human hand for a very long time, are now more wildly overgrown and rich in resources. Some of the others are more desolate and bare, and very dangerous to cross. And these are two very stark contrasts. But why are they like this? Now, this is part of the overarching plot of Smalland. Not necessarily something that ties into quests and the lore, but instead something that we hopefully covered by the players.
So it doesn't necessarily tie into the quest and the lore, but it's something that the players can uncover. Kind of like the armor, maybe? Because that armor, he specifically said you'll have to figure it out, right? So this seems something very
That's
similar
a story
to
for another day.
Hopefully this has given you some insight into what we're doing. We'll keep giving you updates and let you know what we're working on. In the meantime, don't forget to wishlist us on Steam and get involved in the Discord. Thanks for all the fan content that's been coming in. That's been great. So until next time, take care and stay safe. See ya.
What was with the eating at the end? What is that? Oh, that's fantastic. I don't know what he was eating, but it looked like a peanut M&M. I have no idea though. It sounds like they only come out at night, on a full moon, during a thunderstorm, on the 1st of the month. That's kind of the way it seems, Reggie, yeah. It seems like that armor's going to be very hard to get. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids game, got it. No, that was Grounded. So Grounded was literally you play as a small human. Here, you're playing as an insect, kind of like a fantasy world. You're an insect yourself, you got little antennas. Like, this one's... It's the same idea, but you're actually playing as another insect. You're not playing as a small human. Grounded, you're playing as a tiny human, so it's more like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Here, it looks like you're going to have some sort of abilities, maybe. I don't know if there's magic in the game. I haven't really seen any yet that I remember. Maybe we did see some, but I don't think so. But it looks like it's going to be more of a fantasy world type build instead of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which is Grounded. So.
And welcome to another Smalland Dev Diary.
And this is the audio portion. I don't know if we need to listen to this one or not. Character design, engineer, The Elder. This one I'm curious about. The Elder, Dev Diary number 7. Neither have Rick Moranis, so they don't count. That's true.
My name is Sasha Stanfok, and I'm a concept artist for Smalland project. Today I'm replacing Kev. My duty in the team is to create visual design for chapters, NPCs, different buildings, etc. And to represent the style of the world of Smalland, so the players can immerse into the right atmosphere we try to create with the team. So I'm gonna show you one of the most important characters in Smalland, and one of my favorites as well. I had a lot of fun creating him. Meet the Elder. His look reflects two things: his age and how being underground for so long has affected his people.
Yeah, it definitely does. His looks definitely reflect his age and him being underground for so long. Is Tinkerbell meets Stingpunk? Kinda, yeah, it really kinda is. Like, honestly. That's probably a better comparison, really.
The older they small folk get, the more fidelity they have, more extra details. It's the same as the player customization. You get more.
Oh, check that out! I just realized the little detail here on like the lapel part, right? And then like the difference in the hair. I guess I don't know. The difference in the hair there is kind of cool too. So that's really neat.
And more shapes and forms of personality as you progress through the game.
Oh, the detail gets more detailed as you progress.
Returning to the Elder, his main colors are gray and white, as he has grown old underground and without any possibility to see the sun and get nutrients.
Well, he turned his back on us.
That's the thing that happens to small folk. When they can't get the sunlight, they are not living up to their full potential. While making the design of the Elder, I wanted him to be...
Yeah, definitely took some inspiration here, didn't she? Yeah. Yeah, this is the Elder for the game on this side. And, I mean, you know who these are, so...
in a mantle to show his respected status in the world of small folk.
James, appreciate the thumbs up.
It gives him a wise mood as well. Then I've got an idea about white moss wings, which perfectly fits the art style because we use lots of insect details. Moss also is only active at night, so it has less colors than other insects. The idea of the Elder as a character is to help player get to know the reasons why the small folk went underground for so long, and why it's now the time to rehome their people.
Oh, we just got a huge story drop right there. So, the point or the goal for the character meeting the Elder is to figure out why the small folk went underground for so long, and why now are we coming back to the surface. Wow,
He's
okay.
a wise and kind character. He feels a heavy burden and entrusts you to help him regain the former glory of his people.
Look at that headdress. That is crazy. I like that. So I haven't played Grounded. Is there any lore like this in there, or is it just you fighting insects basically? I haven't watched any videos of it either.
Here it is. I don't want to reveal all secrets of this character to you, so you can discover him by yourself. Thank you for all the support. Join our Discord channel and wishlist on Steam. Bye bye.
Yo, the Elder looks really cool, man. Like that was really cool. Let's see, the witch. Let's watch the witch. Grounded is definitely Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like to me.
Enter freely and of your own will, which is a terrible hint to today's
It's present
update
day,
in
okay.
Smalland. It is Halloween season. I'm going to get into the spooky spirit and talk about one of our...
It's Halloween season. He's getting into the spooky spirit. So, skull, some kind of skeleton. Looks like that's a cape from Spawn, but I don't think that's Spawn. You got all the creepy stuff behind back here. I'm trying to think of his name. Somebody in chat knows. And then I'm trying to think of his name too. Can't think of the name of the characters. And then over here you got Teen Wolf, and then a bat of some sort, and then a werewolf of some sort. Kind of cool. Yeah, he's definitely getting into the Halloween spirit there. And somebody's about to tell me who that is, and I'm going to feel silly for not knowing.
biomes.
From Beastmaster? Is that where it's from?
Nightmare. and one of our more interesting spooky characters.
Oh, this is definitely fairy lore, yeah, for sure. He-Man,
Nightmare is an
Skeletor.
underground
There you go.
swampland. It's a dumping ground now left to
Real
ruin.
silly for not knowing.
It's overrun by spiders who hide and wait for unsuspecting travelers. The spiders are not a wandering creature and instead stick to their nests, which are usually signified by webbing. They will attack anything that crosses their path, including their own brethren.
Okay, then.
The venomous spiders of night
So venomous night spiders are by far the most aggressive, it seems.
do not back down.
Now, look at the
Show no
size of
fear
that thing.
and no mercy.
That's terrifying,
While they
man.
dominate the biome, they are not alone. They fight bigger creatures more deadly than themselves. If they see another spider, they see it as a threat, and they'll fiercely do anything to protect their homes.
What the?
Another one
That
of
was
Smalland's
crazy.
inhabitants is the witch. She's a very traditional fairy witch, taking bits of lore from all around the world and different cultures. She's wise and she's old. We don't know how old, but it is very old. And she starts off nice and trusting, and then reveals her more sinister nature. She is the only NPC in the game to not care about the small folk. She has always been alone, not against anyone, but just alone, and looking out for herself, which is unique to the small folk culture.
Well, that seems about right.
She will be generous,
honestly.
and then toy with you, messing with your emotions. She's either mad, or she's bored, or a little bit of both. She will provide tonics and elixirs using old ancient remedies which you can then learn, and these will be key to your survival in the more difficult areas of the game. She also helped create the Wiccan armour.
What? Check that out. Man, that armor looks so cool. The Wiccan armor. That's some unique looking armor right there. That doesn't look like just another insect pulled apart and then repurposed. Like, that's some crazy looking armor. Wow, dude, that is nuts. Smalland armor is going to be fantastic to try to find all of it, I feel like.
At this stage, when
Yeah.
you get this armor, you will begin to bond with her, but this is a bizarre and possibly very toxic relationship.
Bizarre and toxic.
Well,
Yeah.
that's all for now. Stay safe, have a very
She's a
happy
witch,
Halloween.
so druid
Catch
armor.
you
Yeah,
later.
basically. Yeah, that was some crazy looking armor right there. Wild looking armor. All right, so there is all the videos I think I have. Yeah, that's all the videos I have right there. Very, very cool though. Man, that is fantastic. They put a lot of detail into the armor, yeah. They put a lot of detail into the character. I mean, just look at the half wrapped hand on one side. The other hand has no glove. This one's like fingerless glove on this side. The belt, look at the notches in the belt. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but if you get a chance, just grab the link below and go check out Merge Games' YouTube channel and check all this out on your own. But the amount of detail in the clothing is wild. Like, it is wild. They did a really good job with this. They did a really good job. We've already listened and watched this. I'm just kind of looking through again to be sure I'm not missing anything. What do you guys think about Smalland? Like, I think there's a lot of good detail here. And again, I've never played Grounded, so I don't know if I should compare it or not. I tend not to compare games to other games that are similar. The idea is the same, yes, but it's different at the same time. It's different at the same time. And it's different because it's all different lore. You're playing as an insect and not as a human. It's just different, you know, it's different ways. I know they're both small people, they're both small folk, whatever you want to say. A lot of this is probably going to be similar to Grounded, but you know, whatever. I don't care because I've never played Grounded, so I don't care either way. I probably should, but then I'll be going back and comparing Grounded or this to Grounded, and I don't want to do that because I just want to enjoy this. This looks like a lot of fun. Wait, what did that say that was? Let me see what this. An owl effigy. Okay. There's lots of those around in this area. I wonder if that's something specific. Looks great as long as they don't spend too much time on the character models and the story is lacking. Yeah. I find many of these games are either good story, mad graphics, or the other way around. And that is true for a lot of the cases, is that it's that way for sure. That is true a lot of the times. That is true a lot of the time that it's that way. But I hope you're right though. I hope it's more of the case of it's really good detail, but the amount of detail and stuff they put into the game and the mechanics, they put just as much into the story. It's really hard to find that. Yeah, it looks fantastic. It really does. And again, there's a Steam link down below, so if you want to go wishlist it, I've got it on my wish list. It comes out March 29th, so definitely go check it out if you're interested. So excited for this. Looks really good. They put a lot of detail. Yeah, they did. The only similarities to Grounded is that you're small. Yeah, see, there you go. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, because I haven't even really watched any gameplay of Grounded. Mainly because I missed the boat by so many months that it wasn't even worth going back and doing content on it at that point. Now, I should have probably played it just as a gamer, but again, if I'm not doing this, I'm recording or I'm researching or I'm doing something else. So, and also I stream on Twitch in the afternoon. So it's not like I have a lot of time just to sit down and play stuff. So, also I beat Riders Republic last night, so that was pretty good. I got to the end credits finally. I say I don't have a whole lot of time to do other things, but I've got 2 games I like to play that I don't make content on. So, this looks like Elder Scrolls and Fairy World. It kind of does, yeah. Kinda, but this isn't. So it's not the same type of battle style or anything. But I mean, it kind of is, but kind of not either. But it does kind of remind you of Elder Scrolls, yeah. Comparing anything to Elder Scrolls is tough. I mean, the way the mechanics work, it looks like you kind of can lock on characters. You can do the dodge rolls and stuff, which New World had the same mechanic. But if anything, I would compare this probably to New World, really, because you're just small. Because New World had all kinds of crazy creatures, and there were lots of different armor sets. Or there are lots of different armor sets. They're still releasing updates and stuff for New World, new patches, and that kind of stuff. Which MMOs are going to constantly do that. But yeah, I mean, I would compare this to New World before Elder Scrolls for sure, because I think it probably fits better, but that's just my opinion. So. But yeah, comparing anything to Elder Scrolls is going to be tough. I said Elder Scrolls. Yeah, you were talking about Elder Scrolls. I was thinking of Elden Ring, sorry. Yeah, comparing anything to Elder Scrolls is going to be hard. Because it's, I mean, it's such a great game, right? So much potential, but it kind of became repetitive quick. It really did. I mean, it was a definitive MMO. It was all grind and all who can figure out the efficiency the fastest and how to build characters and whatnot. You know, that was pretty much it. So, but this is looking really good though, because this is not an MMO. It's just an online co-op or single player. It's not a big MMO open world game. It'd be cool if it was, but it's not. Which I'm kind of happy about, because it means you and your friends can get in there. You can build bases, which you're about to see come up here. Yeah, there you go. So you can build. No, go back. Why didn't you stop? I don't know what I had clicked on. Hope I didn't stop anything. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't know what I was highlighted on, but I hit space on something. So you can build bases. That looks really cool. It looks like there's a cooking pot up here. You get the forge again. Is that a chair and an easel or something? I don't know what that is. Crafting bench. You got chest up here. And then this is like a spell bench over here on this side. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's really, really small. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit bigger, but yeah, it's over here on this side. It looks like a spell bench or so of some sort, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe a clothing bench, armor bench, something like that. It looks really neat, though. But can you build an epic base across waterfalls? I don't know. We're going to find out. Valhalla had a great building system. Valhalla or Valheim? Because Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I don't think had a building system, did it? I mean, it might have. I didn't play it long enough. But this looks really, really good. Like, I'm super, super happy, super excited about this game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Valheim, yeah. I'm going to bring up Valheim again in a minute when we talk about Wild West as well. But yeah, I mean, if anybody's got any more thoughts on this, I'm happy to hear them before we move on, because this looks really, really good. And I'm just playing it back without the audio because we've already listened to the audio, so we don't need it again. I'm open to thoughts on this. If you missed all this to start with, and you're getting to see all this kind of back here. But I mean, the building looks great. The designs look great. The armor looks fantastic. That rare armor, that white and black armor there, black and white armor there, it looks really good. Looks like the Ant-Man on the Wasp armor. That looks like 8 different armor sets. Is that 10 different armor sets? 5, 5, that's 10. Is that like 10 different armor sets there? It might be. There's a lot of different armor in this game, apparently. Which is kind of cool. They showed us 4, but that was 10 different characters with 10 different kinds of armor on. So that's pretty awesome that there's a huge variation. You know what it's doing? Is it's giving us MMO armors and weapons and whatnot, but with a more directive build and play style for just co-op, which is really, really cool. That's what it feels like to me anyway. It seems like they're giving us lore from like an MMO and then weapons and armor sets from MMOs, because you can always find new stuff and rare stuff. And that black and white armor that they showed is the rare stuff that you kind of have to find in game, right? So that's kind of what it seems like, is they're given that little nudge, you know, toward MMO, but it's not an MMO. That's kind of cool to me, in my opinion anyway. And again, going to have dedicated servers as they reach 1.0, so that's going to be really cool. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's it for this one. We'll move on to, over to Dredge. But yeah, if you haven't, go drop Smalland, Survive the Wilds on your wish list if you're looking for a new small game to play. And I say small, I don't think it's going to be a small game. I think it's going to be fairly large, but we're going to be playing it as it develops, so it should be a lot of fun. So Dredge shouldn't take us too long to get through. Dredge is a single-player fishing adventure with a sinister undercurrent. Sell your catch, upgrade your boat, and dredge the depths for long-buried secrets. Explore mysterious archipelago. I hate that word because I never know how to say it. Archipelago, long-buried secrets, explore a mysterious archipelago, and discovered why some things are best left forgotten. Comes out March 30th. This comes the day after Smalland, but I will not be streaming this on the main channel. I likely will be making videos for this on the Pixel Deuce Plays channel, because this is more pixely style, story-based type deal. I may do that instead. But I've got some stuff pulled up here. Again, link down below if you want to check it out. All that's down there, go check it out. So you can actually pre-purchase this now, but I prefer to wait. It looks like there is the Blackstone key, includes one item, Dredge Blackstone key. So it looks like there's a soundtrack and a digital art book. There is a whole bundle for this, the digital deluxe edition. I don't know what the Blackstone key is. Maybe I should just buy this. Maybe I should get the whole deal. It's $24.99 USD, but $35.06 right now for the bundle. I mean, I don't really need the soundtrack and the digital art book, but some of these games have some really good soundtracks because they're in-house. All the audio's in-house. So, very cool looking game though. If you like these types of games, it's very cool looking. Oh, I didn't go over the system requirements for Smalland, but you can check it out on Steam. Link down below. The system requirements for Dredge: Intel Core i3, AMD Ryzen 3, NVIDIA 8800 GT 512, Radeon HD 6570, 1 gig, so that's the minimum requirements. DirectX 11, 2 gigabytes of space. Recommended is Windows 10, Intel Core i5, AMD Ryzen 5, NVIDIA GTS 450, 1 gig, or Radeon HD 5770, 1 gig, version 11 on DirectX, and 2 gigs of storage. So that's pretty low. It should run on about anything, really. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It is single player. There are Steam achievements. It has controller support, Steam trading cards, and Steam cloud saves as well. So looks pretty neat. Let's hop over to Dredge preview. We've got a little playlist here to go through. Again, not very much. It's not going to take a lot to go through, so let's take a look. I like the art style of this. I think it looks really good. A lot of people may not, but I like it. Inventory looks really good. Improved outboard engines, fishing. Oh, there's a lot going on here. Holy crap. Okay. So you can upgrade your boat. You can upgrade your fishing equipment. Yeah, upgrade. There you go. Upgrade lighting. Explore. You can explore. survive, which is crazy to me that it's just a fishing game, but you're trying to survive. Was that? Whoa, hold on. You guys see this? That's teeth and red eyes. And I don't know what that is. That's teeth and red eyes. There's something in the water trying to eat us, and I don't like it. That's pretty wild. Dredge. Anglerfish. Why was it on the surface though? Anglerfish don't come up like that, do they? Very wild. Also, there is a link down below to Black Salt Games YouTube channel as well if you want to check it out for reference videos that I'm watching here. It's all there. And then the Steam link's down below too. Game's called Dredge. So this is someone there nighttime in Dredge. And that's it. That's it. I didn't see anything, but it scares me a bit, knowing that there's stuff out there that could eat us. What's up, Battery? How's it going, buddy?
Kia welcome
devlog.
to our Sprint 13 review.
Okay.
We got to kick off this sprint with NZGDC.
Okay.
Just before our country plunged into lockdown due to COVID-19.
I don't know what any of this means, but I'm skipping that.
I mean, lots of other great Kiwi game developers done this sprint though. Starting with an art update for Blackstone Isle, inspired by Giant's Causeway in Ireland.
Isle. Okay.
Update for Blackstone Isle, inspired by Giant's Causeway in Ireland.
Inspired by Giant's Causeway in Ireland. Okay, cool.
It has a creepy abandoned mansion on it. Or is it abandoned? Next up, 3 of our NPCs got color treatment this sprint.
On Greater Morrow, I was born here, and I've been in charge of this lighthouse since I was, well, a lot younger than I am now, that's for sure. So that's cool. I like the story. I like the art style. I really do. And again, if I play this, it's going to be over on Pixel Deuce Plays. I'm just going to record videos of it and put it up.
The lighthouse keeper, the collector.
You sailed to this wretched rock in search of someone or something. There's naught but me on this isle. Nonetheless, permit me to introduce myself. The collector.
And the trader as well.
And the trader. All right. Hello. I don't believe we've met. Or wait, is that? No, forgive me. My eyes aren't what they used to be. So you got the trader, the collector, the lighthouse keeper.
Into some UI updates, we added tooltip explanations to our settings menu in both the main menu and in-game.
Very, very good quality of life updates to have before your game actually releases is invert camera, free look, and then camera sensitivity. A lot of people invert their camera, and you're all weird.
And we changed it so
What's
your
up, Jeremy?
cache balance now rolls out with your cargo hold, rather than persisting on screen the whole time.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, hang on. So having that on screen the whole time would be kind of annoying, wouldn't it?
Menu and in-game.
Let's back up on to hear what she had to
And we
say.
changed it so your cache balance now rolls out with your cargo hold, rather than...
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So if you hit I, like your inventory, it pops this out instead of it just being there. That would be really weird, having it on screen the whole time. It takes up too much of the screen.
persisting on screen the whole time. We also added in the production UI for the ability bar that lives at the bottom left of your game screen.
Oh, cool.
Players will gain additional abilities as they
Oh, okay, sweet. So this little thing down here at the bottom corner, I know you guys can't see it because the bottom part of this is cut off, but you can scroll through your abilities by hitting Q and E. So it just switched from the little light bulb you see down there now, or from the looking glass. I don't know what the thing's called. It's like I'm brain dead today. But anyway, switch from that to the light bulb, and then there's an hourglass you can switch to as well with just Q and E. So you'll be able to flip through your
throughout the game.
Flip through your settings or your
And we
tools.
have our first iteration of the map screen. Expect more islands to pop up in later sprints.
Wait,
Expect more islands to
expect more islands in later sprints. So I'm guessing in later updates, in later patches. I don't know.
pop up in later sprints. Finally, our big feature of this sprint is research.
Holy moly! Look at this research tree for just rods. Like this is just fishing equipment.
This is how you unlock
Engines?
upgrades to your engine and fishing equipment. Researching a schematic for a new piece of equipment.
The crab pots, mud trap, superior crab pot, gloom catcher,
will then
trench trap, and mouth of the deep.
Add that piece to the relevant shopkeeper's
Crazy.
stock.
And then nets. Piece of fuzz. Improved trawl net, silt filtering trawl net, large trawl net, tempered mesh net, and heavy duty trawl net. So there's a lot going on here. This is like a combination of forest. What was it called? It was the story-based game where you're the Firewatch. Oh, Firewatch. That's what it was. So it's like a combination of the art style and kind of the feel of Firewatch because it's kind of dark, but it's not dark at the same time. There's a lot going on, but with a lot of aspects from fishing Barents Sea. Yeah, I think. A sprint is an intense period of activity where progress is made. During the sprint, the planning is performed for the next one. It's a method of project planning and execution. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know anything about project planning or execution. I'm going to be real honest. If I did, my channel would be way better. Oh, what happened here?
Also be a good way
weird.
to pass the evenings, if you wanted to avoid sailing at night, that is.
Oh, that's true. I guess you could just fish, couldn't you?
And that's the roundup for our Sprint 13 Dredge update.
Sweet.
Matewa, and don't forget to wishlist and follow Dredge on Steam.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it. All right, so that was Sprint 13. This is Sprint 14. I don't know how many of these there are, but I'm going to skip down a little further. So player reactions, Chapter 1. So Dredge Chapter 1, we could watch that. Chapter 1 developer live stream. I don't know if I want to watch all that, man. That seems like a lot. Let's see. Inventory design, time management, finding fish, fishing methods, the Morrows, Gale Cliffs. I think I want to check out some destinations here. Let's go with fishing methods, and
there
then we'll
are multiple
go.
ways to progress.
Then we'll go with the Morrows. After
Then
that,
dredge.
the areas.
Eventually, you'll gain access to dredging,
got
crab
the
pots,
crab pots.
trawling, and more.
Pretty
Crab
crazy.
pots work as you'd expect. Drop them wherever, and after a while, maybe you'll find something new.
Yeah, this is straight up a lot of the mechanics from fishing North Atlantic, fishing Bering Sea, but put into a Firewatch type art style. Kind of cool. Project management, that's what you do? Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. I have no idea what that word means, or that phrase means.
There
I'm not
are
good
a
at
few
any of
things
it.
that affect your chances. The quality of the crab pot, the
Fiddler
area it was
crab.
placed, and the depth. Some crabs
Okay.
are only found very deep, and others prefer living closer to the surface.
Uh-huh, that's true.
You can find all this information in the in-game encyclopedia.
Wow, there's a lot going on here. Coastal, shallow, oceans, abyss, Hadal, volcanic, mangrove, the Morrows, Gale Cliffs, stellar basin, twisted strand, devil spine, open ocean, exotic, and aberrations. There's a lot happening right there for these tabs. And we had a basic crab and a fiddler crab, but they were like 1 to 12. The common crab. Common crab was 1, and the fiddler crab was 12.
You might also see in there that some fish are trawlable.
Okay.
Trawling in Dredge is a way to focus on exploration without slacking on your fishing duty.
We
With
just
the
throw the
trawl
net down and
equipped
trawl, yeah.
lowered,
course.
floating around has a chance to make a catch.
Blue mackerel. Nice.
Don't give up your rods just yet, though, because trawl nets can't catch everything you'll need, and they lose durability over time, needing to be repaired every so often.
That's a direct feature from fishing North Atlantic. That's
But if you
I mean,
wanna
of
break
course,
from
it's a
rod-
realistic thing too, right? Your nets are going to wear out, your crab pots are going to wear out. Like, that's a thing.
Fishing. They might be just the thing.
This is really cool. I really like the art style of this. Dredge, wish list now. I like the art style, and I like the fishing methods that you can do. So you can, you'll probably start out with a rod, right? Just a rod and reel fishing, and then you'll get, work your way up to better rod and reel, and then crab pots and better crab pots, and then trawling, and then be able to do it all. You could probably drop crab pots, go back in, grab your trawler net, go out. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you'll be able to do it all at the same time or not, but it seems like a good idea. We got trolls in this game. No, trawls. Trawling. Trolling?
To the
Is it
Marrows.
trolling or trawling? I think it's trawling.
Here, at the town of
The
Greater
Marrows.
Marrow, is where your journey
Marrow.
begins in Dredge.
Marrow. That'd be Marrow.
The
yeah, not
Marrows are a
Marrow.
collection of islands with 2 main settlements, Greater Marrow and Little Marrow.
The lighthouse looks
The
so
lighthouse
good.
that separates the two has been
Look at that. Look how good that looks. That's just a really good looking image there. Lighthouse up on the hill, town kind of off in the backdrop, the little rocks and stuff out in the ocean as you come in. You got the bay you come into. Looks really good.
Been guiding boats for around half a century. Its light can be seen from a great distance and
yeah.
acts as a beacon to find your way home.
That is a very far distance.
Despite the lighthouse, there are still a few blind spots and dangerous areas about. Late at night, it may even seem as though rocks pop up out of nowhere.
That actually looked like it popped up out of
Late at
nowhere.
night, it may even seem as though rocks pop up out of nowhere.
Oh,
The area has never been a popular
Just what
tourist
they did.
spot. That doesn't mean it wasn't pleasant, just out of the way. However, one stormy night years ago, something changed. A blanket of unease settled over the townsfolk, and the surrounding waters became unkind. Some you meet on your way may venture to remember, but most will just focus on getting by. Some folk
Hang
and
on.
the surrounding waters became a blanket of unease settled over the townsfolk, and the surrounding waters became unkind.
A blanket of unease settled over the townsfolk, and the water became
Some
unkind.
you meet on your way may venture to remember.
Some of you on your way may venture to remember. So I'm guessing there's a whole story we can uncover behind why the town or why the place is so dark, maybe.
But most will just focus on getting by.
Dredge. Wish list. So there is a link down below. If you want it on Steam, you can find it there. Let's check out the Gale
Welcome
Cliffs.
to
This is the
Gale.
most recent. This is from 3 weeks ago.
Cliffs. Welcome to Gale Cliffs.
Welcome to Gale Cliffs.
These high walls form
Ooh.
natural wind tunnels, which create waterspouts and a near constant howling sound. The oldest
I like
known use of the cliffs is as a meeting place. Pirate lords would scheme and bargain fickle accords.
Looks like somebody
the
didn't make
only
it.
evidence that remains are sunken wrecks, the result of pirate disputes and mutiny.
Okay.
A settlement built at the base of the cliffs was once a sought-after destination, a popular place to retire for those who could afford it.
Oh,
The
wow.
nearby industrial whaling town of Ingfell was where the work happened. The townsfolk lived well enough, either through trade with Gale Cliffs or on the whaling ships. But when strange things started happening around the Marrows, the whales all disappeared. Trader visits became rare, and the cliffs became...
So when the strange things started happening around the Marrows, the whales at Gale Cliffs started disappearing. So there is a huge story going on here that we're gonna have to uncover. Again, if you want to watch this, I'm gonna be uploading videos on my Pixel Deuce Plays channel. You can find the link down below.
unstable. One day, the residents of Ingfell witnessed something unexplainable. Dozens of boats leaving Gale Cliffs. Nearly
Dozens.
everyone abandoned the town. No one stopped to explain, and no one came back.
Dozens of boats left Gale Cliffs, and no one stopped to explain, and they abandoned the town. Okay then. Wow. Okay, so that I haven't watched any of this. I save all of this for when I do these. I haven't watched anything from Smalland or from this or whatever. Wow is all I can say. There's a lot more going on here than I thought there would be. There's a whole huge dark story around this, and I am curious to find out what is going on. So again, Dredge is a single-player fishing adventure game with a sinister undercurrent. I should have known just by the sinister undercurrent, I guess. Sell your catch, upgrade your boat, and dredge the depths for long-buried secrets. Explore a mystery archipelago and discover why some things are best left forgotten. So this is single-player, Steam achievements, full controller support. Like I said, the current Digital Deluxe pre-order bundle is 10% off, so it's $35.06. Or you can just get the game for $24.99. Again, I'll be uploading this on Pixel Deuce Plays, so if you haven't followed or subscribed to my Pixel Deuce Plays channel, go check it out. Links down below. I think that pretty much does it for Dredge. I can't find anything else on this. We could go back to Black Salt Games and see what we got here. Lore and history. Oh, the Stellar Basin is out. Okay, so this was 11 days ago. So this is 3 weeks ago. Yeah, this wasn't in the playlist for some reason, but we'll watch it.
Welcome to Stellar Basin.
We watched the other places, so we might as well watch this one, and then we'll get on some Wild West here in a minute.
Welcome to Stellar Basin.
Welcome to Stellar Basin.
This large atoll is home to a once popular tourist destination. Built next to a natural wonder, the resort attracted many tourists, and due to the tropical climate, it was busy almost all year round.
Oh, look at this. This is totally different from the other ones. Yeah, this is a totally different biome here. This is great.
The history of this area also goes back much further.
That's
an old stone fortification still stands on one island.
Yeah, look at the... Did you guys see the gun?
Initially built to protect inhabitants from the pirates to the east.
It's like a turret.
It continued to find use during the war.
Look at that. There's a turret sticking out right there. That looks modern.
As a defensive position and lookout. Some communication equipment left behind has since been repurposed and may still find use today.
Okay.
In recent years, the area has suffered massive...
What is that in the water? Is this stuff we're going to pick up, maybe?
Decline. Due to changes that seem to spread from the marrows, dangerous jellyfish began to appear, and a constant deep rumbling sound made the area unpleasant to be around.
A deep rumbling sound, a darkness spreading over the land. You guys getting Fable 3 vibes here? Because I am. I'm getting some serious Fable 3 vibes from this whole, the darkness spreading over and the changes and the, yeah.
Eventually abandoned by staff and the owner, the resort now remains empty.
Dredge. Yeah, I can't wait to play this. I'm gonna be real honest. Like this is looking really, really nice. I'm super release the Kraken. That's kind of what it feels like, doesn't it? Yeah. But the whole darkness kind of spreading over the land and that kind of stuff is giving me some serious Fable 3 vibes. Like some serious Fable 3 vibes. I do like a good story. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Again, it's going to be on my Pixel Displays, my second channel, so if you want to go subscribe there, please do. Share that channel around to. I'm currently playing Dinkum over there. If you guys don't know, a lot of you that are regulars get tired of me saying this, I know. But there may be some new folks that have popped into this or maybe flipped through this stream and found this part. So I just want to let everybody know that may be new that I do have multiple channels. They're all down below. Yeah, this is looking really good. I don't think we looked at the actual screenshots here, which is probably just more of the same from the videos and whatnot. But there's a lot of screenshots. Holy moly. Let's bring these up here. And that's about right, isn't it? That's good. All right, so nice and sunsetty right there. The inventory, so disturbed water, stock is low, shallow, so it gives you an idea. And I'm guessing this is the fishing bar, the little green dots. That's going to be hard. Inventory is looking good, but the inventory's full at the same time. There's a compass. There's day. There's definitely a day-night cycle. Looks like there's a season cycles maybe too. Not sure on that. There's definitely a day cycle and a time cycle. So that's good. Looks like he's trawling here. 3.5 meters deep, few fish. Yeah. Lots of stuff going on. So this looks like the store over here. So cargo and storage. For the store, maybe. Is that our cargo? Maybe our cargo. I don't know anymore. Shipwright. Rods. Oh, this is the store over here. So we can buy rods, we can repair rods, that kind of stuff. So I like the art style of all this stuff, though. It looks really, really good. Looks really nice. That looks bad. Bats or stuff with red eye. Wait, was I shooting something from the boat? Oh, no. They were shooting at us. They're shooting laser eyes at us. That's terrible. That's terrible. This man is standing in the doorway watching you approach. He's holding an open book in one hand. It's bound in crimson with silver ribbons. Confirmed. Oh my God. I didn't see this in any of the videos. You guys see this? Look at that thing. Look at that. There's definitely going to be... That looks like a stone sticking up out of the water. That is not. That is a large creature. A very large creature that looks like it's chasing our boat. That's not good. That's not good at all. There's the jellyfish. The poisonous or venomous jellyfish, I guess. This is a seaside town. I like this town. It's totally different than the other ones. Totally different. All right, so there's research. We can research rods and whatnot. So we got to research parts. All that kind of stuff. Really good. Flip on through. I don't know what this is. That's creepy looking, though. There's some writing on the stones there. This looks very creepy as well. And this is the last screenshot. Wow. That looks very, very creepy. Very creepy. I'm gonna hop over to some Wild West Dynasty real quick. Let's see. I'm just gonna bring up the store page for it. because there's really not a whole lot else I want to look at, really. Not really. I mean, we've played it. We know what it looks like, right? So it's not that big a deal. We know what it looks like. But first, I think I'm going to hit the outhouse real quick, and hopefully Gargoyle will be here, and I can bring Gargoyle in, and we can talk about this mostly negative rating of 907 users. Even the number of reviews is not good. So I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. There we go. Be right back. Okay, we back. Let's see, where are we at here? Let's go back to... let's just go back to the side-by-side. That'll probably... Hello? There we go. Go back to the side-by-side view here. So, Wild West Dynasty, Cowboys, Settlers, Gunslingers. Build your own ranch, grow it into a settlement, and soon more settlers will join you in your quest for happiness, prosperity, and you will manage to build a Wild West Dynasty, or you end up in the gallows. I think the game ended up in the gallows. I have a lot of thoughts on this, and I've been kind of contradictory, so I'm using this opportunity to set the story straight on my thoughts on you buying the game. I think if you're an adult and you make the decision to buy the game, that's on you. You can read a lot of the negative comments and stuff. I even left my review as a thumb down. I changed it after playing it for 2 weeks. I rewrote. I didn't rewrite. I left the original post down below just so I had my kind of day 1, day 2 thoughts. I think it was day 2. My day 2 thoughts on it. But here's the biggest thing, right? I don't like it. So I bought the game because I'd planned on buying it and planned on playing it to show it off, which is what this channel does, right? We play games, we show it off. You make a decision. Or maybe my gameplay influenced you not to buy a game or to buy a game, whatever. I'm not trying to influence you to spend your money on any game. I'm not paid by the developers. I'm not partnered with the developers. I didn't get the key for free. I spent my money on it too. But that's the point, is I play it in hopes that you get something out of it where I can point out the good things and point out the bad things, right? I pointed out that it was built on Unity, and I think that was a problem. I don't have a problem with Unity, right? And this is the reason I said I would bring up Valheim in a minute. Valheim was also built on Unity, but Valheim is brilliant. It is a brilliant game, and we can all agree with that. The graphics aren't, medieval Dynasty graphics. They're Unity graphics, but it is a brilliant game. It's really well done. They didn't try to do something crazy with the art style. The art style fits the engine, right? It's built on Unity, and it's a brilliant game. This is built on Unity, and it's just not done great, and I think I know the reason why. I think the reason why is they switched developers. So Virtual Magic Games, and we're going to get to this in a second too. I was hoping Gargoyle would be back by now. Oh, just got in the door. There he is. Virtual Magic Games started this, and I'm going to bring Gargoyle in if he wants to for a few minutes here. I got about 15 minutes, Gargoyle. I'm going to have to take off, but If you want to jump in, I can definitely get you set up to jump in with me here for a minute. But Virtual Magic Games started the development process of this. Something happened with Virtual Magic Games, and Moon Punch Studio took over, right? And I don't know who either one of those companies are. Now that I look, I don't know what Virtual Magic Games has done on Steam either. Either that or they got pulled from Steam. I have no idea. But you're in general. I'm just gonna call you. Give me a second here. I'll just call you, and then if you're using your cam, I can bring you in on cam too. I don't have your logo set up. I guess I could pull it, but hello. There he is. You guys hear him good? Okay, good. Yeah. So do you wanna be on cam or no?
Probably not yet. Nope.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no problem. Let me I gotta figure out how to get your logo on screen. That's all right. We don't have to. We can just stick with this. That's fine. We can do this. It's all good.
I'm just pulling up the 2 websites here that'll help us out with more information. One sec.
Yeah, that sounds good. So Virtual Magic Games started this, and Moon Punch Studio took over. I've looked on Steam, and I can't find anything else on Virtual Magic Games. Gargoyle, did you ever see anything that they put out on Steam?
Nothing.
Yeah, see, I didn't either. So I don't know who that is, but Moon Punch Studio took it over. Virtual Magic Games, from my understanding, was building this on Unreal. Were they not?
Okay, so before, when the game was just in the conceptual plans, I know that the general idea was that it was going to be UE4. I never got to see any of the product that came from Virtual Magic. Excuse me. Well, first coffee in like 6 years. Boy, I'm just a bouncing and jittering here.
Ooh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, wow.
Every day.
I pulled up their website here, the Virtual Magic Games website. And so at the general meeting of shareholders on June 15th, 2022, it says here, please be informed that the extraordinary general meeting of shareholders during the meeting held on June 15th, 2022, adopted resolutions on dissolving the company, appointing liquidators, considering and approving the financial statements and the management board's report, and distributing the profit for the financial year ended December 31st of 2021, granting discharge to members of the management board and the supervisor board, and a resolution amending the company's articles of association. Basically, that then, when you go through the content of the resolution, it basically only gave anybody who had the right to claim within 6 months to put in their claims in writing into the courts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got Virtual Magic Games pulled up, but I think I'm on the poll. I can't get it to translate because I use Firefox. So.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure this says Virtual Magic Games SA liquidation.
Yeah,
it's in Polish, but I'm pretty sure in liquidation. Yeah. So basically, they almost lost the rights to the game. Is that what you're saying? Is that the way that reads?
Okay, so basically, they would have lost any of the works in the game, but they would still hold the IP, the intellectual property. So the overall theme of the game, everything that goes into it, the story, all that stuff, all those IP rights go to Toplets, but they have to put in the paperwork for the courts for it. But I can say this, though, with using SteamDB, I can tell you that on June 24th of 2022, they swapped from Virtual Magic Games over to Moon Punch Studios. So that's only 9 days from the day that the company says they're going into liquidation and they found another company. Either that's a really quick shift, or they saw the writing on the wall. What they wanted coming from the original platform of the game didn't work out for them.
Right.
It wasn't going to work out for them. And so I don't know if Toplets pulling out is what sunk that company, or if the company sinking is why Toplets pulled out.
Right. So allegedly, I'm gonna keep myself from being any kind of libel or defamatory situations
allegedly.
here. Yeah, allegedly. Virtual Magic Games goes under, liquidates, and Toplets has a certain amount of time to take it and put it to use somewhere else, or to claim it and put it to use somewhere else.
That's right. Yeah.
So could I say that it's in my opinion that Virtual Magic Games liquidated, but some of the team members, possibly, in my opinion, allegedly, perhaps, became Moon Punch Studio. You think that's you think that's a possibility?
I could see in the world of business where all the management is dismissed and the developers and the smaller team members, like if they had any testers and stuff like that, would be moved over and start their own new company.
Right.
I could definitely see that happening in business for sure.
Right. And to me, that makes perfect sense. The devs for Toplitz picked up a farming game, Cattle and Crops, right, a couple of years ago, and they haven't really pushed it and done anything with it. Cattle and Crops is a wonderfully built game, but the developers from Cattle and Crops left Giant Software, which built Farming Simulator, which is arguably the biggest farm simulator there is. And it's not even really arguably, it is the biggest farming simulator out there. But they picked up Toplitz picked up Cattle and Crops under their production banner, right?
Under their umbrella, yep.
Under their umbrella, yeah. And the devs from that left Giants are the ones that started building Cattle and Crops. So it's not like it's unheard of.
No, that's what RenderCube is. Render is half the team that made the original Witcher series.
Well, yeah, that's the reason RenderCube, I had so much faith in what they were doing, and why you can probably find some similarities between Medieval Dynasty and Witcher. Honestly, like in the way the ideas look and the way it's designed, you can probably find some similarities there. But
the way the horses were appearing on top of houses at the beginning. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. But I had a lot of faith in RenderCube because they had some of the people in the building process had such an in-depth background, right?
Oh yeah, their experience level is just top notch.
Yeah, and we watched one of the I meant to have this played. This is your video. Tell you a story. Your video played in the background here. This is your stream. You're gonna get a copyright or a notification that somebody else is using your content.
I give you verbal permission online.
You're gonna get a little thing that goes, hey, somebody else is using your video. What part? The whole thing. But you can find GaminGargoyle's link down below in the description if you want to go subscribe to him. I suggest it. Go subscribe. Thanks. Cool. All right. So if we take a look at the way that and again, I was saying right before you jumped in or right when you commented, just walked the door, that I mentioned Unity several times, right? It going from Unreal to Unity. I don't have a problem with it being built on Unity because Valheim is built on Unity.
Exactly.
And
it's all about how large of a team and how much effort and work they put into it.
Well, it's also knowing the limitations on what Unity can do and not trying to overdo it. And that's kind of what it looks like they did, right?
Yeah.
And it's not even that. It's just the fact that everybody was expecting Unreal, which is Medieval Dynasty. They were expecting those graphics. And they were expecting some of those things that they had learned along the way, building Medieval Dynasty and what the players wanted to already be in Wild West Dynasty.
No, and exactly, like coming from the background of being a program manager, any project that was under our belt, if it was a sequel to a previous one, it was always had to be a step up.
Right, yeah. It shouldn't be a step backwards by any means, any way, shape, or form. It shouldn't be a step backwards.
No,
ever.
No,
ever.
That just hurts your company's reputation by doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it should never be a step backwards at all.
I don't totally agree on that one. So, like overall, I can say this because it was put into the comments in the Steam discussions that basically it was either they released it now or it got shelved like Trucker's Dynasty.
Really? Oh, yep. Okay. Well, that's
NL Toplitz developer. Even though he's not a developer, he's just part of Toplitz. NL basically put a return comment to somebody who's like, really this game should have come out much later. A lot more work should have been put into it. That type of thing. NL came back and basically that's exactly what he said. He's like, look, it got down to a situation of it was either we release it now or it gets shelved. So they probably still have a lot of money tied up in the courts with Virtual Magic Games.
Right.
And so this is, unfortunately, this is the byproduct of what we're getting due to all the situations that were out of their control.
Right. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. So they were basically it was I guess for me, it would relate to like the songwriter industry, right? Like you either do this or it gets shelved and that's it. Like,
that's right.
Yeah. And every you don't have the right to put it out anymore, basically. So wow, okay, so they were under pressure to put this out, or they were never going to get it out, right? I mean,
Exactly.
that's basically the dumb it down for somebody like me. That's basically it. They had to do it, or that was it. Game over.
Exactly.
So
from
so
that
is
comment in the Steam Discord discussions, that's exactly what I took away from it.
man, that's crazy. That's crazy though, because this game could have been so good had they just went, you know what, we're not ready yet. We're going to push it back a little longer, and then whoever was trying to shelve it, if they didn't go ahead and put it out, you know, I think that's a problem. I think they should have let it be pushed back, because I think they actually did themselves a disservice. Do you think? I keep thinking your cursor's on the spot on my spot on my screen. No, it's not. It's not even my cursor. That's the one on screen. Oh, you're talking about mine though. Yeah. So do you think that it's possible that Toplit's hurt their reputation by putting their name on this and putting it out?
Putting their name on it, no. Putting it out, yes. Had they waited another 4 to 6 months worth of development, cleaned a little bit up. There was a lot of issues in the first, week. I mean, how many patches did they put out? 5 patches in the first week?
5 patches in the first 6 days, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, it tells me that everything was just rush. Just get it out. We got to get something out there. We got to get money coming in on it in order to make it, make it great. That type of stuff. But the bare bones basics of the game, the mechanics and everything else that are in here, I'm not happy with on my end of things. If I was the program manager, I'd be, saying, okay, guys, what's going on here? We got to step it up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not happy about it at all. Not at all. It could be done way different, way better. But it is what it is. We got what we got. But it's just not something that I'm. So I was telling everybody that I changed my review after the second week, and gave it a thumbs down, and kind of left my honest opinion that people save, they save dollars, like single dollar bills to be able to buy this one game every 3-4 months, or 6 months or a year.
I'm in that same boat. I know exactly it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have money just to go buy games.
Yep.
So when people spend those pennies that they save, they spend that money on a game that they've been waiting on for a year and a half, expecting something, and it being presented like Medieval Dynasty, and then we start getting gameplay footage, and it's starting to look like, okay, well, this is early build, this is the rough cut stuff, right? It's going to look better when it comes out. Everybody buys it when it comes out, and it's not. It's the exact same as it was they showed in the first gameplay footage, right? Like that's a problem, because I know Toplits are good people, and I know that they are working hard on updates, and I know that Farmers Dynasty and Lumberjacks Dynasty and Medieval Dynasty all did really well. But if you look back at Farmers Dynasty, this is that, right? This is that level.
Yeah.
And I would even argue that the Farmers Dynasty built on Argon is better quality wise graphics than this. Like, in my opinion, anyway. I think the characters look a lot smoother. I think they move a lot smoother. They look a lot better. And overall, just the whole foundation of the game seems to work better, even when it first came out. Because I played day one, even when it first came out, it was better, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you on that. But there was a lot more time of development. The only thing about the Argon engine that really is bad is like the cutscenes. You wouldn't be able to get the quality of cutscenes that we got with this.
That's true. That is true. And again, I don't have an issue with them using Unity. I just think it's more of I think it's a setback for Toplits, right? Not that it's a problem that they use Unity, just that it's a problem because we got Medieval Dynasty. Had we not gotten Medieval Dynasty before we got this, I wouldn't care, right? Because I'd be like, oh, cool, this is
that expectation of a higher quality product.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest reason this thing has 900 reviews and 70% of them are negative.
Yep.
Like that's a huge deal, man. That's company breaking.
That's soul crushing to any management person in the company.
Yeah, and again, I don't have an issue with anybody at Toplits, and I've seen a lot of comments on there. Oh, this is just a money grab, blah 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 blah. I don't think so. I really don't. I think they're like we were talking about and stuff. I didn't know that you just told me too that they were kind of in the push to get it out, or they're gonna have to shelve it. I didn't know that either, so that makes sense. But I think that in doing so, to a lot of comments in the reviews, they have ruined their reputation with a lot of people. You know, like a lot of people are like, I'm not even going to come back and look at Sengoku or Pirates now. You know, not after this. So,
which is a shame. I mean, it's the beast of early access games, right? There's you got some winners and you got some losers that are out there for when it comes to those games.
It is, but at the same time, I think they'd have been better off shelving this, if you want the truth, because it's such a downgrade from Medieval Dynasty. Again, not that it's bad, but it's a downgrade from what we've come to expect from Toplitz.
Exactly.
That's the biggest problem.
It's a tarnish on their name. It's not. It's the game by itself can stand alone. Say if it was an independent developer, everybody would have a bit of a different view. But because we are so used to seeing the Farmers Dynasty, Lumberjacks Dynasty, and then Medieval's Dynasty, and
it was a huge step up.
Good.
Yeah, it was a huge step up. Yeah. Even when it first released, it was buggy, stuff broke. I had to restart a few times to get everything to work. It was still so good. It was so good. And not just the graphics and the overall like looks of it, the mechanics were so good. Everything worked pretty well even in the early days. So I just feel like it's such a huge step backwards for Toplitz. And again, I know they're good people trying to put out a good quality game for people to enjoy, because they did it with Farmers Dynasty, even though, you know, the graphics were kind of outdated then. You know, if you really look at the games that came out 10 years before that, those graphics were kind of outdated too, but it worked.
Well, the Argon engine was built in like 2002, 2004, somewhere around there.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, it's an old engine, but they made the best of it.
Right, yeah.
Now,
I mean, but
we move over to Wild West Dynasty. They aren't making the best out of that engine. Now, is that a function of the developer's experiences? Is that a function of having to whip everything through as fast as they had to swap things around to a different company? I don't know.
There's a lot of product of or a lot of product mishandling, it feels like, between it dropping from, or Virtual Magic Games dropping to Moon Punch picking it up, and the not only that, but the skill level of the people in Moon Punch to pick this up and kind of put it back together in a hurry, because they picked this up in July?
June 24th was the switch. So I mean,
July.
You can give them a week to start, looking at it and analyzing, going through their meetings before they start working on it. So from July to February, that isn't much time at all.
That's not much time
at all. Game at all.
Yeah, and the fact, and you take into consideration the fact that they had to push this out or they had to shelve it, and this idea is dead, right?
Yep.
Like, you take all those into consideration, I think they did a pretty decent job, but they never should have built it on Unity to start with, in my opinion.
No, they should have maintained that higher level of quality using like the Unreal engines for sure.
Yeah, and it's not that Unity's bad, guys. Again, Valheim is one of the highest selling games ever on Steam, and it's built on Unity. And it's a genius game. It's brilliant. It plays great. The mechanics are there. It's got some of the best building I've ever played. The building mechanics in it.
But Unity was more geared toward that graphical models and everything for Valheim, whereas the Unreal Engine is more geared towards the Wild West Dynasty models.
Yes, very much so, and I think that's the biggest problem. So real quick here, final thoughts, Gargoyle. Since you've played it for 2 weeks now, what do you think about the game?
It's not a diamond in the rough. It's a gem in the rough. It's not a diamond though. No matter how much work and effort that goes into this game over the next 6 months, 2 years, whatever they want to do so they come up to a full release point, I think that it's just not going to be the game that we all hoped it was going to be, but the story is going to be fantastic.
Okay. Yep. I'm with you on that. And I think I said that on last Wednesday's stream too. No matter what they do, this is not going to be Medieval Dynasty now, because they chose to build it on a totally different engine. They can't implement anything the way they can implement the same types of things. They can't implement it the way they did it in Medieval Dynasty, though. It's just not going to work the same way, because it's a totally different engine. We're never going to get Medieval Dynasty quality out of Wild West Dynasty, and that makes me sad for them, right? Because we're never going to get that same quality. Bob, thanks for the reminder. I appreciate you. I've been watching the clock here.
Oh yeah, you got to go pick up Kiddo, don't
yeah,
you?
yeah. That's the reason I said real quick. Let me get your thoughts. But I 100% agree with you. We're going to get a decent story out of this, but we're never going to get Medieval Dynasty. And I don't think the reviews are going to change. I think people are still going to be negative. I think the viewership for me is going to drop off. For you is going to drop off, and for anybody else still playing it, which there's not a whole lot of people still playing it. So Nas is still playing it, but his viewership's going to drop too. I think it's just going to drop off because interest is going to be lost. So
yeah, just keep your eyes peeled on it. Like over the next 6-7 months, before you make a buying decision, I would say to the people that, who are, holding on to their pennies, making every penny count, stretching the dollar. I would say hold off on this for now. It is a large purchase price for EA, so they had better come up with the content in that time frame to make up for that price.
Yeah, it is very expensive. Yeah, that's another thing too. All right, so real quick, it didn't help that EA description on Steam page and even Toplet's website both contain misleading comments about what content the game has. See, that's a problem too. Yeah, absolutely. Chase said
comments were made pre to Virtual Magic Games liquidation.
That's
I
that's
can
true.
Understand that.
Yeah, that's true. So Virtual Magic Games was probably much further along in the build. Chase said the problem is when you shelve a game because of companies going under, there is a chance it could still be a huge legal battle and try to get the rights back to use the product. Well, they went through that though, but they did it before the big legal battle happened, right? They claimed their rights to the game before any of that happened.
That's right. Now they have to worry about going through the courts to get any type of remuneration from a settlement.
Right. So Virtual Magic Games went under. Toplets filed the correct paperwork quickly and then got it over to Moon Punch Studio pretty quickly and kept working on it, or rebuilt it completely. I don't know. We don't know what they did. If Valheim 2 switched to Unreal, it would probably be a bad decision. Probably. I think so. I
agree to that statement. But you better get going. So it was good yakking at you again.
Yeah, man.
Everybody,
I appreciate you.
Don't forget to leave a like on the video for him. He's a good guy. He needs it.
I appreciate
grow in this really bad economy of YouTube. So
right. Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. Well, I'll holler at you later. I appreciate you jumping in and giving us some insight on some information you found. And I've got to take off. So
sounds good.
Yeah, I appreciate you, dude.
All right, later, everyone.
All right. So, all that being said, I think that Wild West Dynasty is going to end up with a good story, like Gargoyle said, but it's never going to be Medieval Dynasty. It's just not. I recommend if you're somebody that waits and saves and really looks forward to that one game, wait on Wild West Dynasty and really give it some time to develop. I hate that all this. It was kind of like a perfect storm of bad things happening to Toplets. It seems like trying to get this out. And I hate that for him, and I wish him nothing but the best with the game. I really do, because I don't think they're doing it for a cash grab. I haven't seen any evidence that they've ever done that. They've put their name on a lot of games out there, and they're still updating Lumberjack's Dynasty and Farmer's Dynasty even. So I don't think they're just cash grabbing here. They got their name on a lot of games. I think it was just a series of unfortunate events, and it might have been better to let this get shelved, honestly. So, but either way, I appreciate you guys for being here. And if you want to check out the other videos on the channel, please go do so. This is episode 4 of Shootin' the Deuce. I am DeuceMS, and I'll see you next time. You know what I didn't put on here? I didn't put an end screen on here. So now I've got to find an end screen somewhere. Weird. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. I'll find it in a minute, I promise.